Good evening and welcome to the Wednesday, August 2nd, Town Board Legislative Meeting. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Drawe.
Here.
Kohl.
Here.
Lee.
Here.
Ockenden.
Here.
Thank you. Would you please rise with me and say the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Sorry. Tonight, our first order of business is communications and announcements. Councilman Ockenden, I'll start with you.
Thank you. I have a few. Our summer series, concert series continues. We've had some weather glitches, but hopefully the rest of the season here will be okay. Coming up August the 8th is the Rochester Metropolitan Jazz Orchestra. August 15th, 8 days a week, tribute to the Beatles. And then on August 22nd, Mr. Loops, which is a kids and family show for that evening. Again, on August 22nd, all those performances start at 6:30 here at our amphitheater behind the town hall. Couple of notices for highway events. We're continuing our brush drop-off on Saturdays once a month. August 19th is our next one from 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Again, this will be an opportunity to drop off any kind of tree limbs, branches, shrubs, etc. And it will be at our highway complex here at 1607 Jackson Road. And after August 19th, we will have two additional ones, September 30th and October 21st. Again, Saturdays from 7 to 3:30. And then lastly, just a early reminder that we'll be having our fall recycling event again at DPW. Just want to get the dates out there. It's going to be coming up September the 29th from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then the following day until 3 p.m. Again, we'll have more details on this, but it'll be a two-day event. Be recycling as well as dropping off household rubbish, again, appliance recycling, etc. So you can visit the website, penfield.org, for additional details, but we'll also be announcing more on this as we get closer.
Thank you, Councilperson Ockenden. And our town clerk, Amy Steckloff, do you have some communications tonight?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Supervisor. The first one is that our second year of the town's four-year historical records preservation project has been completed. The planning board minutes and zoning board minutes from 1949 to 1961 have been preserved. This is one of the books. The preservation on this project includes conservation, deacidification, mending and reinforcement of paper encapsulation, and rehousing in archival binders. These will be in my office for a period of time. If anybody wants to come by and see them, it's really a great thing. It's a historical document that now will be preserved so that anybody can see it 100 years from now. We are now halfway through this project. We have 2 more years to go, and the next time records will be picked up will be the first quarter of next year to continue preserving the town's historical minutes. Secondly, I'm in receipt of the 2023 and 2024 hunting and tramping guides for New York State. We will be providing those for residents when you come in for your hunting license and deer management permits. The DMPs went on sale yesterday and will continue to be sold through October 1st, 2023. They will be valid from September 1st, 2023 through August 31st, 2024. And for more information, you can contact me at 340-8629 or email me at steckloff@penfield.org. Or you may also contact the Department of Environmental Conservation at 1-866-933-2257 or online through DEC's automated licensing system at www.dec.ny.gov/permits. Thirdly, the Penfield Shepherd Home Hospice and Comfort Care is having their annual golf tournament on Monday, August 28th at Victor Hills. This is one of the Shepherd Home's biggest fundraisers of the year. Breakfast and registration start at 8:30 a.m. with a shotgun start at 10. There are sponsorship and advertising packages available. Go to shepherdhome.org to become a sponsor or sign up for the tournament. The cost is $125 per golfer or $40 just to attend the dinner. The dinner will begin at 5 p.m. The golf ticket includes greens fees, cart, lunch at the snack bar, and a steak dinner. Please consider supporting Shepherd Home and showing them our appreciation for the service they provide to our community. And lastly, please be advised that the tax bills for 2023 school tax collection will be mailed out around August 31st. If you do not receive that bill by September 8th, kindly reach out to the town tax receiver at 340-8625. Alternatively, you may visit the official website of Monroe County at www.monroecounty.gov to obtain a printed copy of your tax bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilperson Kohl.
Okay, I have just a couple of announcements.
Thank you.
The Friends of the Penfield Public Library's 46th annual used book sale will be September 12th to the 16th. Don't miss out on this at the Community Center located at 1985 Baird Road. You can visit the www.friendsofthepenfieldpubliclibrary.org for more information. All proceeds will go towards benefiting the library. Learn more about the library and its mission at www.penfieldlibrary.org. And then there's two announcements about, one day for two announcements. It starts out Dog Days Out on Saturday, September 23rd from 12 to 2 p.m. at Veterans Memorial Park. Come to Veterans Memorial Park from 12 to 2 for the Dog Days Out. This free event offers exciting activities for both you and your furry companion. Please ensure that your dog is vaccinated, leashed, and sociable. At the same time, this Tasting the Blues, our last concert for the season, Saturday, September 23rd from 12 to 3, Penfield Amphitheater at the Kiwanis Stage. Join us for Tasting the Blues, Saturday, September 23rd, 12 to 3 at the Amphitheater. The event will showcase a chili tasting competition, local beer samples, and live music from Steve Grills and the Roadmasters with Benny Turner. Would you like to participate in the chili contest? You can find out. You can have details at the registration form and the rec brochure that'll be coming out, and by visiting the town website at penfield.org/events. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilperson Lee.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. The Penfield Trails Committee is hosting another guided hike at Ellison Park on Saturday, August 12th at 9 a.m. The hike is, well, I want to make sure that's Saturday. I think so.
Yeah. It's always Saturday.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think I went the last time, but couldn't remember. The hike is free, but registration is required beforehand through the website, or you can also register by contacting Penfield Recreation at the phone number provided there. Penfield Recreation is also inviting you for a Day of Creativity conference on August 18th. Local artists, musicians, and hobbyists will be hosting workshops and performances. Registration is $25 and includes lunch and hard cider tasting. This event is to help fundraise for other programming offered through DEAR, which is the Daytime Education at the Recreation. That programming offers a variety of free classes to lifelong learners. For more information, again, you can visit the website or call Penfield Recreation. Finally, the fall recreation brochure will be delivered to mailboxes very shortly. The content can be viewable ahead of time online at the Penfield Recreation website. Registration for fall programming begins for Penfield residents on August 21st, and then a week later, non-residents can also register for programming, so please visit soon. Thank you.
Thank you. And I have a few announcements here. My first tonight is a staff spotlight on Meet Jeff David. He's our Penfield Fire Marshal. There he is on the screen. Jeff joined us in 2014 as the Assistant Fire Marshal and now leads as the Fire Marshal since 2017. He's in charge of the fire safety inspections, emergency responses, and community education. And let's just all thank Jeff for helping keep Penfield safe. Second, Penfield residents should prioritize traffic safety when driving. Reckless driving endangers everyone on the road, including pedestrians and cyclists. The Transportation Committee works with the partner agencies to improve safety and make recommendations and enforce laws. The Town Board will review potential enhancements to further improve safety. Remember, it's up to each and every one of us to drive carefully and prioritize safety on the road. Next, just a reminder, I know we're just started with August, but the town offices will be closed on Labor Day, which is Monday, September 4th. The Penfield Town Hall, the Department of Public Works, Recreation, Library, and Courts. For more information on that, you can go to www.penfield.org. And my last announcement here is officially I need to report by New York State law that I make the following appointments and assignments for the Penfield Town Board legislative meeting on August 5th, which I am doing tonight. Appointees will continue to serve as a successor until one is appointed pursuant to Section 5 of New York's Public Officers Law. For the balance of this year, this one-year term ending 12/31/2023, Deputy Town Supervisor will be Bob Ockenden. The following Town Board committees will be established with this chairperson as indicated. Community Services is Candace Lee, Law and Finance, Linda Kohl, Public Safety is Bob Ockenden, and Public Works is Candace Lee. The following Town Board liaisons to other boards and organizations are effective for the balance of 2023. And I'll read them quickly. Ambulance, Bob Ockenden. Board of Assessment Review is myself. Community TV is Candace Lee. Energy and Environmental Conservation Committee is Bob Ockenden. Fire Districts are Bob Ockenden. Friends of Dayton Corners is Linda Kohl. Health and Wellness is Debbie Drawe. Historic Preservation Board is Linda Kohl. Justice Courts, Candace Lee. Library Board, Linda Kohl. Local History Room, Linda Kohl. Monroe County Sheriffs and New York State Police is myself. And the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee is Candace Lee. Penfield Visitors Chamber is myself. Penfield Little League is Candace Lee. Penfield Symphony Orchestra is Linda Kohl. The Planning Board is myself. School Districts is Linda Kohl. Senior Citizens are the entire Town Board. Transportation is Debbie, myself. Veteran Organizations are Bob Ockenden. And Watershed Management in the Zoning Board is myself. So I just had to do that to fulfill our duties with New York State. So, and that concludes my communications and announcements. And before we go into public participation, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone who's joined us here tonight. We always appreciate the feedback from the community. So I've heard that a lot of people are here tonight because they've been encouraged to come and speak with us. As I'm sure many of you know, we have been planning for the addition of pickleball courts in the Shadow Pines property for quite some time. Along the way, we work with the various community groups to ensure that whatever we do provides the maximum benefit to everyone in our community. It's our goal, and has been our goal throughout this process, to preserve the natural environment of the Shadow Pines property while providing recreational opportunities to the entire community. In May, following input from the community, we tabled a proposal to build 12 courts along with a recreation area in the northeast corner of the Shadow Pines property. In tabling this proposal, that's given us time to evaluate how we best want to move forward with this plan. In the last few months, we have amended many aspects of this pickleball court construction. This included reducing the area of land disturbance, including the removal of trees, and creating a smaller overall footprint for this project. We are in the process now of finalizing the updated plans, and we hope to have these plans available to share with you all soon. I know we have many in our community who are very passionate about pickleball and the Shadow Pines as well. And as a town board, we all are working to create a plan which helps to blend the desires of all the interested groups and benefits benefit residents for years to come. With that said, I will let anyone in the audience that may have additional comments to share at this time. And that being said, I know there's many people in the audience, so I hope that we've heard a lot of the comments that people have had before, written and spoken. If you have any new comments, we'd love to hear them. We also would appreciate that you take, hopefully, 5 minutes to summarize what you'd like to share with us. And as always, you can always email us, send us written comments as well. So that being said, there's 3 ways for public participation tonight: here in person, also in phone, 340-8711, and online at www.penfield.org. So with that, I'll turn this over to the clerk, because I think some people have signed up to speak. Thank you.
The first person that I have here is Jim Mangan. Hi, Jim.
Sure. Any one of these, any one of these microphones in the front.
Yeah, hello, Board.
Hi, Jim. Thank you.
Mrs. Supervisor.
Thank you. Can you state your address too, Jim?
Yeah,
Your name and address?
Jim Mangan, Aspen Drive, Penfield. The reason I'm here tonight is support as many people in the audience and throughout our community the construction of pickleball courts at Shadow Pines on Clark Road. This decision, I feel, has gone on too long by this board, and all we need to do is look around at different communities that surround us. For example, Parrington, Webster, Fairport. Yet, we are still talking about it. We also know that physical activity is vital for both young and old, and there's so many opportunities that pickleball means to so many people. In fact, it's one of the largest hobby people have picked up over the years. Now, at the same time, I like to address the obsolete gym that we have on Baird Road. Compared to other communities, once again, a 50-year-old gym doesn't measure up to what we should be having and considering. Lack of treadmills, lack of bicycles, also weights and so forth, and I think we can do better in this community. Once again, I ask the board to consider what I brought up tonight and hope that it's time to accelerate the construction that we're proposing tonight. Thank you all.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
Srinivasa Chakravarthi.
How are you? Good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amy.
Can you tell us your address?
Sure.
Thank you.
Before that, Amy pronounced my name so well. This time you have to give her a bonus check. Thank you.
We'll talk about that.
My name is Srinivasa Chakravarthi. I live at 28 Bramblewood Lane, Penfield. I've been coming here to the town meeting for the last 3 years, and today we expected a good crowd here. Mm-hmm. Actually, we had told a lot of people to come here and speak for this project. But unfortunately, Parrington has a beautiful 6-court pickleball courts, and all are enjoying their pickleball in that place. Unfortunately, they couldn't come. Unfortunately, Penfield residents do not have a court like that. And this has been going on for the last 3 years, and I would like to write a note written to us. The planned development of northeast corner of Shadow Pines, which is to include 16 pickleball courts, has been planned for years. Now, with our third supervisor and just 4 board members, they still do not have a final plan and are moving at a snail's pace. Money is allocated, the location is perfect, and yet the board is slow walking on the project. If they pass it on to the next board, it could be another 1 to 2 years delay. The resolution to go to bid was tabled on May 3rd, 2023, when a large number of residents objected to clear cutting of 20 to 30 acres of trees. And there is a new plan, which our pickleball ambassador, Jim Froome, has submitted. And out of 208 acres of the park, only 5 acres will be leveled and be used for pickleball courts and the parking. So I request you, the board members, to expedite this project as early as possible. Last year when I came here, I thought I can be playing in the same court at this time of the year. I thought, no, it is postponed. I think it's pushed again by another year if this project takes off. I request the board to please make sure that it is expedited as early as possible so that at least by May of 2024, we should be able to be playing there. Thank you very much. I appreciate your help. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Gail Underwood.
Hi, Gail.
Hi, I live on 5 Mile Line. This is an awkward question at this stage of the game, but I just wondered why you never considered putting the courts at Rothfuss Park instead. It seems like there's still grass there and it's all flat field. I don't know the answer. It's probably coming in too late to bring this up, but I thought I'd throw it out there.
Thank you. Thanks, Gail.
Jim Froome.
Jim Froome, longtime resident at 11 Denonville Ridge. And as to the last question, Rothfuss was rejected 2 supervisors ago, and also by the pickleball community as being too windy. It's very difficult to play with a wiffle ball in wind. In lieu of the 5-minute limit, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to make it. I'm on a 7.5 week vacation. I came back for 2 days because of what I perceive is, not much happening. I'm not saying it's not, but we don't know about it. If you're being transparent, it's gone over my head. But anyway, the fact that, previous town boards allocated the funds, approved the features, to be including this area, but has seemingly stalled since the May 3rd legislative meeting, of which you sort of addressed here, which is the first time we've heard it. The big issue on the people that came out May 3rd, in my opinion, was the clear cutting of the 30 acres, of which people want to keep it park-like. So the May 3rd, as you mentioned, the vote was tabled to go out and bid. May 15th, less than 2 weeks later, I sent an email suggesting to the board that for your next workstation, why don't you maybe invite a few pickleball players to discuss the pros and cons of some of the different options. And then on June 7th, I sent a suggested layout and also spoke at the legislative meeting, as did the arborist who used to work at Central Park, of which he offered to evaluate the tree cutting and the walking, or he said the tree cutting and the walking through the paths was something that could be planned, and you didn't have to cut down all the trees to put in walking paths. June 21st, I met with 2 from engineering and 3 board members to discuss the new layout. While my layout was discussed, it was apparent that one of the goals was to show engineering's idea of slight modifications with still significant clear cutting and tree removal, keeping the positioning of the parking, courts, bathrooms, and playing fields in the bid plan that was tabled. The meeting ended with the town agreeing to check with the design engineers to see about the potential timetables if plans were to change slightly or significantly. some of the towns past vocalized, and this is my opinion, some of the towns past vocalized objections are not pertinent and are just arguing points to keep from making changes. And I hope some of those that I've suggested that you guys understand. So anyway, I'm here today to ask the board to put a priority on the project. I'm saddened and embarrassed at the seemingly lack of urgency and progress to date. I'm saddened over the amount of time, years of research that I and other pickleball players have spent trying to help and educate the town board and other town departments about the popularity of pickleball, health, social benefits, not to mention the decades past recognized need for sports facilities in Penfield for the largest population segment in Penfield, its seniors. And then I'm going to skip the next part because I'll go way over 5 minutes. But to summarize the next part, I was in 4 or 5 cities, small cities, the biggest city about the size of Rochester, played pickleball and visited about 6 or 7 facilities. And what shocked me was the groups I joined to play with are very similar to the groups around here. The smaller courts weren't inclusive because the beginners and the high-end players would go elsewhere. That was where there were generally 4 or 6 courts. But what flabbergasted me was in almost all the locations except for one, they are resurfacing dedicated courts, which means they've been around for 5, 6, 7 years. And one town had, there was a court here that I drove to play that was, actually, I'm sorry, I just visited that. There was a court here that was 5 minutes away I played. And just this week, that town announced that they're building 10 new courts in between those courts with another 10 to be added if the pickleball club can raise the funds. And then from there, in that same town, which is, I think, 20,000 people or so, there's 2 other courts. So all the courts together, the farthest I drove was 9 miles to get to the courts. 8 courts here, 8 courts there, 6 courts here, 4 courts, and now 20. And it just, Candace, you weren't here when I started, but I believe the rest of the board was here when we made the initial presentation of talking about how fast the growth has been. Pickleball's been around for decades, but it's just since pre-COVID that it started picking up. And it has not let up. The only difference from when I talked about at the beginning is I said the 55-year-old age group, which is the largest group in Penfield, is not the largest group of pickleball players anymore. It's the mid-20s to mid-40 group now. What I'd like to see you do is make public my layout that I gave you and put an opinion on it. Say, we're not going to do it, we're considering it, it's stupid, it makes sense. I would just like to hear back because I have not talked to anybody that looked at that layout that says it doesn't make sense. It keeps everything that you have in your original plan in terms of number of acres of playing fields and bathrooms and the kids' playgrounds. It has room for 12, 14, 16, 20 courts, whatever you want to put in there. And it uses the existing property, okay? There are no trees in the middle of a fairway, okay? You guys are cutting fairways right now in most places, not all places, but on that 108 acres, the town Department of Public Works is cutting most of that. And that layout fits in between the sand traps, in between the trees, and it requires very little work to do this. It certainly doesn't require more than 4 or 5 acres of leveling for the parking and the pickleball and the bathrooms, and then all the rest can be done on the existing property that's there with just cutting the way you're doing now. And as I mentioned earlier, that's a huge savings in cost, and it's a huge savings in maintenance through the years. And the main point of it is it keeps the property looking like parkland, which is what most people have told you they would like to see, okay? I put this up on social media before I came home, Sunday or Friday or whatever, and I've seen a couple people complaining about we don't need pickleball courts, and most of the comments are, without substance. They're saying it's a fad, but the majority of people want to keep it parkland, whatever's done with the property. That seems to be the biggest. In terms of the layout I sent you, I'm very interested in knowing why, it wouldn't be considered, or if it's considered. The only real significant change would be moving the retention pond south a little bit, maybe to keep it away from all the people because of the bugs and the insects. It keeps all the trees. I mean, one of the ideas that was pitched early on, and 4 years ago, was they wanted picnic areas and walking paths, and with the oak trees and the sycamore trees in there. That's already built in. There's nothing the town has to do other than cut a path. And then I'm very confused over, we've gone from 12 to 16 back to 12 courts. If it's a cost issue, that's one thing, but if it's just because you don't think you need 16 courts, I pulled this off of Facebook this morning. One of the places I went to, and I've told you guys about two towns, one in outside of Cleveland on Lake Erie, and the other one is Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is the same size town as Rochester, and it's due west of us, exact same weather. They have 21 courts there. This was posted last night. Belknap was packed with 180 players. Now, 21 courts, that means there's 44 people playing, okay? Belknap was packed with 180 plus players at 8 p.m. last night. It is probably the same tonight and tomorrow. Consider arriving early or coming after 8:30 to 9 to spread out play. Late evening play under the lights is outstanding and cool. It's extra important, blah, 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 blah. And I tried to research today. I haven't found out, but there's more courts being built in that area. 8 courts here, 20 courts here, okay? The sport is growing. There is a need. And I wasn't able to get exact numbers, but I can tell you that I went to a tournament 2 weeks ago there. There was over 1,000 players represented, that registered, okay? And let's just, for argument's sake, guess 20 or 30 of them, or 40 or 50 were pros, okay? There was a $150 registration fee that normal tournaments wouldn't do, but the average person plays 2 events. It averages out. So you multiply $40, $50, $60, $80 times 1,000 people to see how much revenue they brought in for maintaining the courts and doing things like that. I've been kind of skipping around here, so I'm just about done. The tree line along Atlantic, I implore the board to keep the whole tree line. I know there's a lot of dead trees in there. And I know the town likes to cut down tree lines along roads, but to say it's because they need to be taken down is not true. Because look at the tree line around Dolomite on the west side and the south side. Same trees, same times they were planted, and they're healthy as all get out. The town, we have just not done anything to maintain those trees. So, and as the arborist had talked about, he said there's a way to, prune out the bad stuff and plant new ones and keep that tree line there. That to me is not just important for the look and the feel of the property as a parkland, but it's also very important for the pickleball courts to keep the north winds off there. The most of the other stuff I guess I've already covered. Where the tree line is, if you move the bathroom down, one of the things we talked about, and I think you guys agreed to, was that the past discussions about this is going to set the project way back and all these new permits. The electrical and the water and the sewage is pretty much the same. There's no need for go to the DEC or anybody like that. The moving the pond would be, and that's a pretty small item, and then moving the curb cut is like a no-brainer. That's a quick one. So the the time frame and the cost to doing this is not significant at all. And again, as I said before, with the pickleball courts, the recreational playing fields that you never intended to put up nets and fences, okay? That amount of area is still good to be put in the fairways. You're going to have the same amount of acres. And then the one more thing I just want to cover again is I know that you guys have been told over and over and over, and it's been told to me over and over and over, that you want the sheriff's department to be able to drive by Atlantic and Wayland and look at the bathrooms for vandalism. And I understand vandalism is an issue, okay? But I also know that hundreds of other parks and recreation facilities don't have that, okay? The cost of a motion sensor camera is like $100. Okay, so to put up a couple cameras on light poles around the bathroom and any other place that you're worried about is just not going to cost a lot of money. And you can have the camera set up. I have them in my garage to catch the squirrels. You know, a squirrel runs through and it records 30, 40, 50 seconds of what the squirrel's doing. So it's not like it's recording 24 hours a day. It's only recording when movement. And in something like this, you would just probably have a sundown to sun up. It's not a lot of footage. It's not a lot of data. And you can have an email going out to the sheriff's department or wherever, or somebody that's monitoring. So the idea that we have to have clear line of sight to all this stuff, I disagree with 100%. And I guess that's it for me. I'm over 5 minutes, I'm sure, but I just think this project has been going on for over 3 years. We've been talking about it. It's been active for a couple of years. I know the board's changed, the supervisors have changed, and opinions have changed, but based on what's going out in the world with the number of courts that are being built and added on, I think it's sad that we can't get this done. And I understand we threw you a curveball at the May 3rd meeting when we said we don't want this like this, but from our point of view, it's because we don't feel like the board was listening to the people. And I think if you listen to what the citizens want, if they say they don't want any pickleball courts, don't put any. But, you know, listen to what the people want and do it. You have the money, everything's been allocated and approved, and all we're asking you to do is to consider the layout. And if you don't like my layout, tell me to, you know, go take a hike. But, you know, give me some good reasons why it wouldn't work, because it checks the boxes and it keeps it looking like a park. Thanks.
Jim, I appreciate it, and I just want to tell you that I know I've met with you a number of times and on this, and parts of your layout, yes, we are incorporating, we're looking at that, and we're working on the plans, and we hope to have them very soon. So we've taken a lot of input already from that and from the pickleball community.
But none of us know anything. I haven't received an email. It hasn't been on your website. Nobody knows anything what you're talking about. So we're assuming the worst, because that's what's
Don't assume
happening.
the worst, because the board is very committed to moving ahead with this project.
Well, I thank you for that.
You'll hear very shortly about this. We'll be discussing this at our future work, at the next work session. I can share that with you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Howard Marimsky?
Come on, Howard.
I'm Howard Marimsky. I live at 15 Farmingham Drive. And I'm not going to mention any names, but the person just spoke before I did. And I just wanted to say a few things about Jim. He's put probably hundreds of hours, if not even more, into this whole project over the years. And
Howard, can you speak to the mic?
Sure. And I know that he may have, over time, rubbed some people the wrong way. I know he's been known to use a few swear words from time to time. But I just want to say that I think that we're very fortunate to have someone with this much knowledge in so many different aspects about not just the game of pickleball, but the engineering aspects and such, and that how many towns would love to have someone that could have this type of input, to have been to venues all over the country and to have done all this research and such. And so, basically I'm just, obviously I'm friends with Jim and whatever, so I'm a little impartial about it. But I just want everyone to know that this man needs to be appreciated for what he's done, and so I think that's it.
Thank you very much, Howard.
Thank you.
Donna Spinella?
Hi, Donna. How are you doing?
Donna Spinella, 39 Scarborough Park. I want to say I am not arguing against pickleball courts, so just kind of get that out of the way. But I am suggesting that we take a more measured approach. There were, in the Shadow Pines Land Use Advisory Committee that was appointed by the town board, and that first sort of determined, based on public input, what the highest and best uses for Shadow Pines was to keep as much land as unfettered open space as possible with low impact recreation, and they specifically stated no hard surface playing areas, whether it's basketball, tennis, anything like that. Clearly, that ship has sailed, and everyone recognizes the need to have other forms of recreation there to some extent. But I think that we should reduce that initial number that BME came up with of 12 courts, which was quite surprising. And then under Marie Sinti's administration, it was proposed 16 courts because that could be monetized in terms of tournament play and so forth. I think if we're looking at something like 8 courts, it still puts us well into the realm of other parks and other facilities. I don't see that Penfield has to be the sort of pickleball mecca of all the towns on the east side. If anything, the County of Monroe should be putting more effort into a more widespread distribution of pickleball courts. Yesterday's Democrat and Chronicle talks about Monroe County with a $16.6 million grant added 2 more pickleball courts. And I think they mean larger facilities. I think they're 4 courts apiece. But I think we should be working harder with Monroe County to, along with other towns, to get them to increase the pickleball courts throughout the county park systems. There should be land, I think, reserved in the park. If we say we were to build 8 initially, reserve the land nearby in case there is a desire to expand that and the land doesn't get used for something else. And I think that, Jim made the point that, or another speaker made the point that there need to be recreational opportunities for seniors, citing the gym. So I think that we shouldn't simply be focused on pickleball as the be-all and end-all, because there are people with mobility impairments for whom pickleball is just out of the question. So I think we need to think a little more broadly about recreation for seniors. I also think that however many courts get built, there should absolutely not be night lighting, because that would completely go against the whole concept of what we're sort of aiming for with Shadow Pines. Safety lighting, yes, but not lighting on the courts for play. With respect to the trees and the going back and forth about cutting and replanting, simply put, we have a Conservation Board, the Energy, Environment, and Conservation Committee, formerly the Conservation Board, people with a deep interest and knowledge of tree management who in earlier years wrote a tree plan for Penfield that was never adopted. So I think we need to look at that tree plan. It certainly might need some updating, but it has some good fundamental ideas about tree management throughout our town. In consultation with arborists, I think we also need to make sure that any of our plans for preserving trees and or replacing trees that might be associated not just with pickleball courts, but with other projects within Shadow Pines and our other parks. Look at not just things like shade cover, which is really important in terms of, climate change and sort of heat sinks and so forth, but noise, wind, and dust abatement, and the sustainability and disease resistance of the trees themselves, so that we're not just putting in what is sort of easiest or might look the prettiest, but what would actually serve the land and the community the best. Thanks.
Thank you, Donna. Appreciate it.
Wayne Spitz. Okay, Wayne is passing on speaking.
Okay.
Jane Taylor.
Jane.
I have a fan.
Yes,
Just one.
This is our attendance supervisor.
Okay.
Jane, can you just tell us your address, too? Thank you.
I'm at 624 Gravel Road in Webster. I know I'm not a Penfield resident, but I was forced to travel to get to the only decent pickleball playing around, and that was around here. I actually play in Fellows Park, and I wanted to bring this to your attention because now you're seriously considering this, and I'm speaking tonight to urge you to go forward with this project, because if you had been there last night when 60 people showed up, 60 people to use 6 courts over at Fellows, and they were the widest range of people I've ever seen there. People with 2 children, and they had their pickleball paddles, they had like older people, younger people, 13-year-old kids, and when the courts overflowed, they went on to the tennis courts and started hitting the ball over the tennis court nets. And everybody was really good about sharing paddles. They piled up the paddles. We have a 5-paddle rack that Howard made for us, and he's been great about making things like that, so we have them to use. But what happened last night was we had to go and use his little lost and found box for the overflow, because we ended up with 7 paddle racks. That means 7 groups of 4 waiting to get on this court. So then you have to think for a minute, well, 60 is a lot of people, but there were another at least 50 in the morning that came. And so we're getting about 100 people a day in the park, but the park is spotless. Everybody is just they're wonderful people. They're just wonderful. They're keeping it clean. Last night, after 60 people left, they were there for 4 hours, and there was just 1 soda can under the picnic table. Nothing was out of place. It was great. I was so proud of them. And so, let's see what else. Attendance at Fellows Park is up to 100 people a day with the morning and evening sessions. Yet the park is virtually spotless, I said. Last night after, I told you that, okay. There were beginners, there were advanced players there. They all worked it out and shared the courts. but there's only room for 16 players, so people had to stack paddles and take turns after every game. The wait was around 20 minutes. Fellows was put together with people in mind rather than adding their needs as an afterthought. There is access to bathrooms, water, and lights at night. The parking lot is also brightly lit. Some parks have no lights at all in the parking areas, Ellison, for example. There are trees for shade, but far enough from the courts so they don't cover them with leaves every time there's a season. That's a problem on a pickleball court or tennis court because it damages the court over time to have things, wet stuff laying on it. The courts are level and elevated, so they drain off every time it rains without anyone having to sweep them. The population is increasing at every park. Our list of players is up to 834. People love to play where there are lots of courts because there's social interaction. Many people play also for health reasons, myself included. I'm certain the project can go forward with care to keep the park environment like they did so well at Fellows Road Park. There's a lot of mature trees there. You have the feeling when you're in it of a really graceful rolling environment. It's just, it's still a park. It's not an asphalt jungle. So I would urge you, please, to, before you actually do your project, to take a walk over there and look at what they did that's working. And I think it's the best place around in this area. It's the best put together as far as having people in mind. And I love seeing the mixture. And it's the strangest thing you've ever seen to see a 13-year-old kid playing with a senior on the court, but it's happening in these sessions, and people are mixing in all over the place, and it's just really, really nice. So I'd like you to stop in if you get a chance at 6 o'clock, at 5 o'clock at Fellows. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Jean. Appreciate it.
Deborah Davis.
Good evening.
Hi, I'm Deborah Davis from Corwin Road, Penfield. I'm actually here asking that this does not go forward as planned. Yes, I ask that this project does not go forward as planned. I read the master plan for Penfield and was heartened to see that there is so much discussion about maintaining open space. And Shadow Pines is certainly open space, and I think most towns would be so thrilled to have such a beautiful jewel of land in their midst that they wouldn't consider putting in parking lots and pickleball courts. There, as all the other speakers have mentioned, there are many, many pickleball options that are very nearby. And I think that we should still consider Rothfuss Park. A town supervisor 2 times ago saying that it was windy doesn't sound like a scientific study, that pickleball could not be played there. And there are no trees there, so they wouldn't have to be cut down, and there would be no problems with maintaining the court, as was just mentioned. Nobody's talked about the loss of animal habitat. I'm in that park all the time. There's a lot of life besides human life that goes on there. And people complain about the deer eating their flowers and going their lawns, and we would just be taking away more habitat from them, and I wouldn't expect those complaints to increase. So I know that it's late in the game, but it's not built yet, so I would like to say, look at Rothfuss. I really don't understand why that wasn't a consideration if it was a comment from a supervisor 2 years ago. I have nothing against pickleball, but I do have something against destroying such a beautiful property. So I ask that you seriously consider other options. And the fact that it even came forward to destroy all those acres of trees really concerns me, that was even on the table, that we would think that would be okay for our town. I've lived in Penfield most of my life, and I feel like there's such a destruction of green space, and it concerns me for the future. So I just ask that you take a really good look at this and consider other options. Thanks.
Thank you, Deborah. Appreciate it.
Vicki Odenbach.
Vicki Odenbach, 18 Shadow Pines Drive. So we've been over all this tough stuff before. I just want to talk about the Rothfuss thing, and that we've talked about that and the wind. And we need to reiterate that the pickleball courts, 16 courts, takes up less than an acre. So the space that we're taking is very small. And I think that the changes that Jim made, moving the parking so it's not up as far near the intersection, and that in the 208 acres, again, reiterating that we're taking a very small portion, that we do not want the trees gone. We want the trees saved, and I think it's been overwhelming with the public. And it's, like Jim said, it's worrisome because we don't know what you're thinking with the trees, and that when you say you're, making changes, but is it changes from clearing 20 acres or 30 acres, whatever it was in the beginning, to even 10 acres, which we think is too much. The public has spoken about wanting to save the trees in the open space. As pickleball players, we are trying to work with that because we don't want the trees taken down either. We want to keep it very natural, and I think it's been overwhelming, the support for the trees along Atlantic, and we've talked about this many times before, but I guess, like Jim, I'm asking if, you can give us an idea, give us answers on where you're leaning towards doing this stuff. The playground on Atlantic, okay, not having the playground up on Atlantic, all the things that he said with his plan, it makes so much sense. So I'm just asking, pleading, begging for the town to adopt a keeping the open spaces, keeping the trees, not cutting the trees down. That's my biggest issue right now, is the trees. And I just feel like if you move ahead and cut them, once you cut them down, you can plant a 6-foot tree, but that's not going to be those beautiful trees. And we've had several people bring in the conservation thing that they did with the trees years ago, but we haven't heard anything about the town adopting that or taking it into consideration with the mature trees that are on Shadow Pines and with the arborist and all that. Has that been taken into consideration?
Vicki, I can tell you that one of the things that this board's looking at is we want to maintain and save as many trees as possible in this new plan. Absolutely.
So only cutting maybe 2 or 3 acres
as much as we,
rather than 20 acres.
Absolutely. We don't want to. Absolutely.
That's all I have, is that we're taking less than 1 acre. So
we are also talking about replacing trees too in that as well.
But my question is why?
Well, in addition, this is an addition.
Okay.
In addition,
well, that would be wonderful.
Above and beyond the plan.
Right.
In addition, absolutely.
But the plans of moving the pickleball courts in the fairways and using Jim's plan again is,
as I mentioned, we've taken parts of his plan.
Thing.
We have absolutely taken the advice of both. I've sat down with you and Jim. We have absolutely taken a lot of aspects of it into this, and we will be discussing. We're waiting for a final site plan from BME, working with us on this.
Is it moving everything south?
I can share with you, it's moving a little. Yes, things are moving.
And the trees along Atlantic?
Will be saved. Will be saved. Yes.
And the playground not on Atlantic?
Not on Atlantic.
Okay.
So
well, that's helpful.
You've gotten a little sneak peek. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I have 2 more, but one came in from PCTV and the other one is an email. So before I do that, is there anybody in the audience that still wants to speak?
I just want to put in a few.
No. Do you want to ask for first-time people first?
I'd like to hear the comments that are new. Amy, did you want?
Would you like this now?
Sure. Is the comments that are new people that are new? Yes.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. From downstairs, someone wrote in, James Mathers from Creek Hill, Penfield. He had 2 questions he would like response to from any town board member. Number one, when a town referendum was passed for the purchase of Shadow Pines property, it was stated that there were no future plans in place for development of the land. Why would there not be another voted referendum in place now for development at this location? That's the first question. Second question, if the town board would now decide to provide pickleball courts, why would they not be located at Rothfuss Park, where a parking lot, restroom facilities, and open land already exists for such things? And then he had one more question. If the town now decides to provide pickleball courts, why wouldn't they start out with 2 or 4, not 16, and monitor the utilization rate? So those are the 3 questions which I can scan and send to the town board tomorrow.
Thank you.
Then I have an email that came in from Kevin Gallagher. Comments regarding Shadow Pines and pickleball courts. The public needs to lead the evaluation and drive this decision process. The administration of the Town of Penfield does not value nature, green spaces, and trees. The horrendous pruning, cutting, and clearing that happened last fall on Shadow Pines is the pertinent example. Also, blind to the value of plants and vegetation are developers, planners, landscape architects, and engineers. They mostly destroy and remove things to replace with their own construction. Adapting to existing conditions and natural environment is a rare skill set. Therefore, outsourcing likely will lead to the same results. People, residents that see the existing value of the property need to make plans. Shadow Pines needs a nature-respectful master plan before any development. The current plan does not seem a good fit. That plan needs to be made by people that care about and value the expanse. Previously, consideration was led by, steered by, and guided by town officials. As long as those that do not see the value of the nature assets are making decisions, the outcome of the process will continue to fail the people of this town. The number of pickleball courts is too large. There are courts in nearby Fellows Road Park in Parrington and being built in Fairport. Interest in pickleball will increase, peak, and diminish. Unused courts and parking would not justify destruction of green space. The obvious example of fading use is golf courses. There were 2 shadow golf courses, now only 1 is viable. In summary, I request the process be slowed down, carrying people invited to participate, and a better master plan for Shadow Pines created before more damage is done. Those are the 2 I have.
I don't see anything coming in on email from downstairs. Any on phone calls from downstairs? Seeing none? Thank you. So if there's anyone that has not spoken tonight that would like to speak, first of all, let's do that. Nobody? Okay. Second time, and please be brief.
I forgot to tell you, I got a petition
together
with 44 names of people who couldn't be here.
Perfect.
So I'll just leave that with you.
Absolutely, you can leave that with the clerk. Thank you,
That would be
Jane.
me.
That's her. That's her. I know.
Thank
Our
you.
attorney
Is your name on this?
Yes, it's at the end of the first page.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And one more time, would you like to speak? Thank you. It's something new, right?
Yes.
Good.
My name is Srinivasa Chakravarti and 28 Bramblewood Lane, Penfield. I just want to add a little more to Jane Taylor's observation on Fellows Park Road, Penfield, pickleball courts. Yesterday we had 55 people, 24 people were able to pay, because 6 into 4. Then 28 to 30 people were waiting outside, waiting for their chance. This should be the other way around. But it is showing the popularity of the game. The other thing is about the health impact on this. I'm the living example. Jane also says that she's a living example for the health issues. Yesterday I had a stress test in the Heart Institute. My son is a certified nurse and he told me to take a test. Even though there is nothing wrong with my heart, I just wanted to take a stress test. And as I was working on the treadmill, the nurse observed that, wow, your pickleball is really helping you. That is the kind of impact we have it on the cardio system. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to reiterate that pickleball has a huge impact on the health system. It is reducing the health resource allocation for the health, and it is giving a huge impact on the health system. That's all I want to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. If there's no one else that likes to, that wants to speak tonight, Jim, kind of went over your 5 minutes, so I'll give you a couple, something new, please.
I'll keep it really short.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
If you all give me your 100% attention.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll shut you down.
Absolutely, as always.
I want to reiterate a couple things that have been said. We've worked on this deal. Should we have pickleball courts, not pickleball courts, how many? I will email you the reasoning why the more courts, the better. And I won't bore you with that right now, but it's pretty factual what's happening around the country. In terms of what was said earlier, I just multiplied out the mid-sized courts, okay? 16 of those come to 34,000 square feet, and an acre is 43,000 square feet. So it's pretty much 3/4 of an acre. The parking lot, I believe, is that big or larger. And in terms of lights, there are no lights planned for it right now, but I can guarantee you, if you put in 16 courts and you have 100 people show up to play, especially in the fall and the spring, they're going to be clamoring for lights. And to me, it's a non-issue, because you already got lights in the parking lot, and they're going to be higher up. The pickleball courts, they only go about 20 feet up. Parking lot lights are much higher. Okay, and it is to the continued thing on Rothfuss. We've been there, done that, and asked about it, and it's been rejected time and time again. We wanted to do that because we thought it could get done the first year, and we said we'll put up wooden screens, we'll plant, arborvitaes, we'll do all that stuff, and there was a multitude of reasons for that not doing it, including you just spent another $200,000-$300,000 expanding for more soccer fields there. There's a limitation on how much space you have over there. And the one thing that you guys probably don't remember, but a long time ago, I told you that the reason the old third hole on Shadow Pines, where this is, it's right around the 150 feet out from the 150 yards out from where the green was, and the parking is kind of where the green is. And then down here, the reason that's such a perfect location is you want 650 feet in the direction of the courts so you don't have a noise issue. And if you'd like, I'll send you 50 places in this country where petitions have been formed to shut courts down after spending a lot of money. Because noise, once you have a bunch of courts, if people are going to play all day long, that noise is there. And if you live in the path of the sound, it's pretty annoying. I wouldn't want to live there. So the Shadow Pines property was perfect. You got the Dolomite Lodge, or the Dolomite gravel pit on the one side, you have the tree line, you have Atlantic Avenue, and we're well past 600 feet to that first house there. So sound is not going to be an issue, and I know it hasn't been talked about a lot, but that's a big deal based on what's happening around the country. Okay, and as it was said before, 3/4 of an acre versus 208 acres, this isn't ruining the effect of a parkland. Yes, there will be cars in the parking lot, and there will be people there playing, but that's been the goal of the town buying this property and making it for everybody. So, and then I won't go into it, but the two emails that you read, will they be posted, or do I just need to go to YouTube? Because there's a whole lot of answers to some of those things. And I know you guys don't want to do them, but I will answer them if you'd like.
I'll leave it up to the town board to let me know.
I mean, I can watch it on YouTube, when you post it.
Or even on our Vimeo, that's at penfield.org.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else that hasn't spoken? Thank you, Jim. Okay, that being, I do want to again thank everyone who's joined us here tonight, and that we do appreciate. Yes, I'm sorry. A phone call? Yes, thank you.
Hello?
Don?
Oh, hi.
Go ahead, sure.
Oh, hi. I used to live in Penfield. I may be moving back. I'm a new pickleball player, and what a lot of people do, there's a circuit, and they play, say, Monday in Webster, Tuesday in Penfield, Wednesday in Ellison Park. You know what I'm saying? They play a circuit. And I was going to say it's good for your health, and some of these people, when I first seen it, I was poking fun at, like, oh, that pudgy old lady, how could she play her? And actually, some of them are pretty good, and I'm impressed. And it's like that guy says, they're getting exercise, and it's not as bad as they say. Some of these guys can hardly walk, and they manage to play. And I really think it's good for them. And it's good for intergenerational. We get young kids come out there and play with the older people. And I think that's very good. And it's very good social thing. You're meeting people you would never meet before. And as far as it's a flash in the pan, like that guy said, like golf. Golf is expensive. I think this is fairly cheap, and a lot of people will be playing it. The racket costs you $20, $30 to start. I mean, golf clubs cost money. It costs you $20, $30 each time you go. So I think it's going to grow for a while. I disagree with that man that says it's a flash in the pan. It's going to peter out. But anyways.
Thank you for the call.
Alrighty.
Have a nice evening.
Bye.
Okay. So that being said, I just want to thank you again all for coming tonight. If you're here for public participation or if you would like to stay for our meeting, you're always welcome to do that. So, and we will continue to take feedback from you. Again, email, the website. Please contact the office at www.penfield.org. You're welcome to receive your comments, and you'll be hearing from us soon on this. So thank you again. Okay, moving ahead. The next order of business here is additions and deletions to the agenda. Board, are there any additions and deletions?
I'd like to add Resolution 176 to the agenda.
Moved by Kohl. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. And a second by Ockenden. Roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
Dash 176.
Dash.
It's a typo.
Thank you.
Oh, there was a typo?
They didn't write it all out.
Oh, they didn't write it all on the second one?
I figured it out. The last one was 176.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Chronological.
Thank you.
175, yes. 175. So that should be number 23T-175.
176.
176, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is 176.
Yes, I'm sorry. Thank
That's
you.
what it is in here.
Yeah,
Okay.
it just wasn't on this.
It just wasn't on the top
Oh,
sheet.
they gave it to you without it
Without
being.
that.
Yep.
Okay, so you have up to
okay.
175,
We're good
so
now.
obviously that's the
Yep.
next one.
We're good now, Amy. We're good.
Okay.
So moved by Kohl, seconded by Ockenden.
And 4 ayes.
And 4 ayes. Thank you so much. Okay. Moving ahead now to the approval of minutes. Board, you have June 21st, July 5th, and July 19th, all before you. Is there any additions, deletions to that? Corrections? See none? Can I move the?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of those meetings.
Thank you.
And I'll second that.
Seconded by, moved and seconded. Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
Great, thank you.
4 ayes.
Thank you. Board, has anyone received any petitions this evening?
So we just received a petition.
Oh, you did? That's
And,
right.
yeah, and so this petition is if you think if you think we should build, the town of Penfield should build 12 courts at Shadow Pines, and 36 people wrote in that they do believe that there should be 12 courts at Shadow Pines.
Okay. Thank you so. Appreciate that. Now, we'll go to resolutions by function. Clerk, please read the first resolution.
All right. Authorization to attend the 2023 New York State Assessors Association Annual Meeting and Seminar on Assessment Administration.
So moved.
Second.
The New York State Assessors Association's annual fall conference has been scheduled in Saratoga, Hilton, Saratoga Springs, October 3rd through October 6th, 2023. This conference is designed to keep assessors updated on changes in laws and procedures and provide state-required continuing education opportunities. Therefore, be it resolved that the Penfield Assessor is hereby authorized to attend the annual meeting and seminar, and the funds to attend the conference are included in the 2023 budget and will not exceed $1,350. A portion of this cost will be reimbursed to the town from New York State.
Thank you. Any discussion, board? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
4 ayes.
Thank you.
Appointment of school tax collector for the 2023-2024 school year for the Wayne Central School District.
So moved.
Second.
In Section 37 of the Town Law of New York State provide the collection of school taxes is first-class towns is the duty of the town receiver of taxes and assessment unless a resolution is adopted by the town board to convey this responsibility to the tax collector appointed by the Board of Education. Penfield is one of the 6 first-class townships within the boundaries of Wayne Central School District. The tax receiver is appointed by the Wayne Central School Board of Education as the school tax collector for Wayne Central School District portion of the Town of Penfield for 2023 to 2024 school year. Therefore, be it resolved that the Penfield Town Board hereby approves the appointment of Shelley LaRocca as school tax collector for the Wayne Central School District portion of properties in the Town of Penfield.
Okay. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
4 ayes. Budget transfers for the general fund.
So moved.
Second.
The Director of Public Works requests a reallocation of funds within the Facilities Department and within the Parks Department. The Town Board desires to have an up-to-date budget in relation to the current income and expenditures, so be it resolved that the following 2023 budget transfers be approved, and there's $18,206 in HVAC unit replacement to that amount in contractual labor, and $487 in parks other equipment to Town Hall Park Development.
Any discussion, board? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
4 ayes. Authorization for supervisor to sign a license and hold harmless agreement to allow a fence and shed within a storm sewer easement at 70 Whitespire Lane.
So moved.
Second.
The Town Board authorizes the supervisor to sign a license and hold harmless agreement with Ken and Aurora Martinez, owners of the property at 70 Whitespire Lane, to permit a portion of a fence and shed to encroach into the storm sewer easement in the Town of Penfield, located at 70 Whitespire Lane, in a form and substance acceptable to the town attorney.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
4 ayes. Authorization for supervisor to sign a contract with the Foundation Design PC for professional services to aid in the design of a new DPW garage facility.
So moved.
Second.
Whereas the town board hired Foundation Design on June 7th to provide professional services to aid in the design of a new DPW garage facility, and whereas unsuitable fill material was encountered during the original exploration along a portion of the proposed new building footprint, and whereas additional exploration is necessary to finalize the building layout and foundation design, be it resolved that the supervisor is therefore hereby authorized to sign a contract not to exceed $4,500 for these additional services to provide geotechnical services to aid in the design of the facility. This resolution and the proposal submitted by Foundation Design shall constitute the contract, which shall be reviewed and approved by the town attorney. The town board then approves appropriation of these funds from the assigned general fund balance as an amendment to the 2023 budget for professional services.
Thank you. Any discussion, board? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
4 ayes. Awarding the contract for the Ruth Bremen Meeting Room renovations.
So moved.
Second.
Whereas sealed bids sought with respect to the service contract for renovation services of the Ruth Bremen Meeting Room and the adjoining kitchenette and AV rooms were received and opened on July 7th at 11 a.m., opened and read publicly from FW Construction Corp. And Struck and Sons. Whereas Struck and Sons was the lower responsible and responsive bidder to meet the expectation and specifications of the bid package for a total of $44,661.94. And whereas the town board has allocated up to $26,000 from monies received through the state and the local fiscal recovery funds through the American Rescue Plan Act, and whereas the remaining funds of $20,000 for this project have been budgeted in the 2023 library budget, therefore be it resolved that the contract be and hereby is awarded to Struck and Sons to provide these services. The town board approves an amendment to the 2023 library budget for the balance of the Ruth Bremen Meeting Room for these projects.
Thank you. Any discussion? This is a room that needs some updating, so I'm happy to be able to say that we're going to be doing this because it's used just about, I think, every day, all day. So it's a good addition to spruce up the Ruth Bremen room over there in the library. So thank you, board. Roll call vote.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
4 ayes. Purchase of one 2023 Chevrolet Silverado 3500 HD.
So moved.
Second.
Whereas the Director of Public Works desires to purchase one 2023 Chevy Silverado with dump body plow salter from a Monroe County piggyback contract from a dealer in Albany, New York for a total cost of $86,095. And whereas the funds were allocated in the 2022 Parks Department budget for this vehicle, but due to supply chain issues, it was unable to be purchased in that calendar year. And so the town board now approves the appropriation for this amount as an amendment to the 2023 Parks Department budget to fund this purchase.
Okay. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
4 ayes. Purchase of a 2023 Chevrolet Silverado 1500.
So moved.
Second.
Whereas again, the Director of Public Works is asking for the purchase of a 2023 Chevy Silverado from a dealer in Albany, New York for a total cost of $55,362.50. Funds were allocated in the 2021 highway budget, but due, again, to supply chain issues, it was unable to be purchased at that time. So the town board is approving appropriation for this amount as an amendment to the 2023 highway department budget to fund this purchase in full. Therefore, be it resolved that the Director of Public Works now is authorized to purchase this vehicle in this calendar year.
Great. Thank you, board. Again, another vehicle that we've been waiting for, and unfortunately, the supply.
I should also, I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. No.
I should also note an important distinction in this resolution is that because of this particular expenditure from the Highway Capital Reserve Fund, it's subject to a permissive referendum.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are also authorizing the town clerk to publish and post notice to comply with that referendum. Thank you.
I was going to thank you, Councilwoman Lee. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
4 ayes. Purchase of one Ventrac 4520Z tractor and mowing with mowing attachments.
So moved.
Second.
Whereas the Director of Public Works is asking to purchase this type of tractor with mowing attachments from Sourcewell Contract, the vendor to be MTE Equipment Solutions in Henrietta for a total cost of $68,349.44. And whereas the town board approves appropriation for this amount from the assigned general fund balance as an amendment to the 2023 Parks Department budget to purchase in full, therefore be it resolved that the Director of Public Works be and hereby is authorized to purchase this tractor with the mowing attachments.
Great, thank you, so. Any discussion, board? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
4 ayes. Authorization for supervisor to sign recreation contracts.
So moved.
Second.
This authorizes the town supervisor to sign one recreation contract, and it's to provide musical performance of 8 days in a week. It's coming up, as Councilman Ockenden mentioned, concert time 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m., August 15th.
Thank you. So they've been great. I was at the concert last night. Very nice. It's been a wonderful, wonderful addition. Roll call vote, please.
Okay, I'm going to mention that Supervisor Drawe's name was left out of this resolution, so I will be amending that and adding.
I don't think she can vote on this because it's to authorize for her to sign the contracts.
She does. No, she votes.
Oh, yeah, I vote on that.
She always votes on those.
I always vote on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noted that too.
Yeah.
She can vote on this one because she's the one who would vote on behalf of the town.
Yep.
I think it was just omitted by accident.
Right.
Yep.
Drawe.
Aye.
Cole.
Aye.
Lee.
Okay, I will trust the town attorney here. Okay, sure, yes.
Ockenden.
Aye.
4 ayes.
Okay.
She's signing the contract on behalf of the town, so it's not a situation where it's where she'd have to recuse herself if she was a party to the contract, but it's right. I mean that's what it's just she's signing all of the other contracts.
Yep, I signed them all, right.
Okay.
Okay. That's fine. That's a good question. That's fine. Okay, that's it for community services. Old business. Board, do we have any old business? Board, we have some new business. Can we read that, please?
Authorization for supervisor to sign an electricity procurement contract for the Penfield Community Choice Aggregation Program.
So moved.
Second.
On May 20th, 2020, the town board adopted the local law number 2 of 2020, known as a local law to authorize establishment of a community choice aggregation energy program in the town of Penfield. The purpose of the local law is to provide cost certainty for purpose of economic development, to promote deeper penetration of energy efficiency and renewable energy resources, such as wind and solar, and wider deployment of distributed energy resources. And whereas the local law also provides for the examination of retail energy markets and increased participation of and benefits for eligible consumers in those markets. Among the policies and models that may offer benefits to New York is Community Choice Aggregation, CCA, which allows local governments to determine the default supplier of electricity and natural gas on behalf of the eligible consumers. In December 2021, the town of Penfield initiated the initial Penfield Community Choice Aggregation Program, set to end this year, December 2023. The renewal of the Penfield Community Choice Aggregation Program would be set to begin December 2023 to prevent a gap in the program timeline. Whereas Good Energy advertised a request for proposal for the supply electricity for Good Energy Community Choice Aggregation for the town of Penfield on July 18, 2023, accepted bid August 1st, the town board of the town of Penfield hereby authorizes the supervisor to sign an electricity procurement contract for the Penfield Community Choice Aggregation Program in a form and substance acceptable to the town attorney.
Thank you. Any discussion?
I think it's helpful to note that the contract is just one of the ways that the town is being mindful of sustainability efforts and trying to procure at least a greater portion of clean energy, which is something important that that's been discussed before the board, along with our increased sustainability efforts. But I do want to at least say it is a voluntary choice for residents. The program, as it was last year, is, again, a voluntary participation. Residents who do not wish to participate can always opt out. It is not something that's forced on residents, but it just is one example of our commitment to sustainability.
Absolutely. Great. Agree. Thank you. Thank you for that. Roll call vote, please.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
4 ayes.
Okay. There is no executive session this evening. Our next meeting will be on September 6th, right here in this auditorium, and I will adjourn this meeting at 8:01 p.m. So I hope that you all are having a safe summer, and as we enter into August, it seems like summer's flying away, but please be safe, and we'll see you next month right here. Again, thank you to PCTV for broadcasting this evening, and for all you who showed up. Thank you.